All right, welcome back. We are out for our second run back at the BMX track. Somebody's going out up there with a 4S Outcast. Looks like he's going to go up and bash. But I wanted to show spokes are bent on the front wheel. We have some bent spokes, no broken spokes yet, but I do have a section right in here where there was an impact and it bent the spokes. Same thing with the rear. Spokes are bending on the rear. Common issue. The thing that I don't like is this brake hanging up. I've cleaned it, I've checked it. It's not the cable. It's literally this device is jamming up. So the front brake doesn't work well, and then it drags. And when it drags, I think that's when in my last video it was slowing down. So not sure what the fix is for that. I'm just going to keep ripping it this way and go from there. I do have to tape up again the elbows because I peel them after the run, but I do clean the RC after every run, so I peeled off the tape. No glue residue. Some people were concerned about that. Buy good quality tape and you won't have those issues. So I'm going to get it taped up. We're going to do some running over there. We're going to see how this thing acts on different dirt and go from there. We'll be right back. All right, got the gyro, everything on. We're going to try this asphalt track really quick and see how that goes. Something my last video didn't show was how difficult it was. How difficult it was to follow any kind of line, because you can't let off the RC and it doesn't turn real sharp. It makes it difficult to set up jumps. So when it comes to you out running, it's really difficult without somebody manning the RC, as I would say, to where somebody is picking it up when it crashes. See, the gyro on these banking turns was trying to keep it straight, so it's literally fighting me. And going off anything crooked is kind of tough, because the gyro's trying to fix it, it's trying to turn. Since it turns like a motorcycle, it's very hard to stay on course, especially on any kind of bank like that. All it's trying to do is keep itself upright, which it trying to stay upright too much is making it difficult. And I think that's the learning aspect of this RC. Ah. See, it did not want to, it's on that embankment, it wants to stay straight, but it needs a little give, and it won't allow it to do it. That was the whole reason I moved those side bumpers up a little bit, was to give me more turning. Like, it stays level. Oh, see, I did not want to go this way, but I'll continue. You see, like, keeping it on course is the hardest thing. It killed power right there. I had no control in the air. It shut the power off. I'm on mode 2, and in the air it killed the power and I couldn't correct it. Because the steering wheel turns the opposite way, when you get to an embankment, it drops the RC, and then the gyro's trying to keep it up. So it's all a learning curve. That guy's out bashing the 4S Outcast, one of the greatest bashers in my opinion. So I can say wow. See, not where I want to go at all. I'm just trying to keep it upright. Whole. I'm just trying to keep it upright. And this isn't that tight of a space, but this RC needs a lot more room. Now, me and my son ran our A scales here. It literally cuts the power on 2 on any kind of embankment. So right there, power cut the power there, cut the power there. So I don't like the way 2 does. So I'm gonna try a different setting. That's 1. We're gonna try 1, which is on road. Really limited my turning. Yeah, embankments and the motorcycle, not really good. You would think these sweeping berms would do well. They just don't. You can't keep up the speed. Yeah, 1 allows me to jump and give it trigger. See, I couldn't line myself up for these 3 jumps. Quarter trigger right now. Very difficult. And I think that's what makes it kind of fun, is that the difficulty, even though it has a gyro, is the difficulty of trying to manage any kind of course. Like, the gyro's cool to keep it up, but I feel like I don't have control all the time. Like, when I need the control, I don't have it. And then, like a normal RC, where you can just stop and get yourself situated, like for me with getting the camera in the right position to hit a jump, I don't have that leniency with this RC because I pretty much have to keep running. Eyes on it at all times. So it's kind of a unique in that aspect, I should say. Now if I line myself up, I can get situated on a jump, but it's lining yourself up, making sure you're straight, and then hitting the jump. So it's really a slow pace rather than a fast pace like you would with a normal RC car. My plans were to hit that track, but I'm gonna hit this dirt oval. I hear 2 beeps, so this is dirt mode again. Come on, come on. Keep it up. Keep it together, guy. This is kind of a pump track. Turning too sharp. And definitely can't be turning at all when you hit a jump. This loose gravel, really hard. Now, I'm able to make it look good because on the last video, wherever it was going, I would just, whatever jump it would hit, I would compensate. Let's try 3 because I was in 2. For dirt, I find wheelie mode on and off road, because it doesn't allow it to nosedive, it does better. You can tell the tape is starting to do its job. See? Wheelie mode won't let it flip forward. No traction at all. So what happens is you impact that front wheel into the other jump and it starts bending the spokes. And then you can't go at such a slow speed like I am now. I'm just trying to get a handle on lining up this jump. See, coming out of that berm, doesn't like it. Definitely oh, it's really a different way of running, and to be consistent without falling, damn near impossible. You have to go straight over this stuff. See? Man, I did not want to come back to me. I didn't tape up the bottom of his jersey. It's a fun RC, but it can get frustrating. And I can see where things are going to break and not really be your fault. Just because you're not used to this style of gyro. Especially that front rim. That front rim on those impacts don't do so well. Yeah, I find wheelie mode does better for me. Keeping the RC upright, not flipping over. Allows me to jump and add the power, but keeps it upright to where it doesn't want to flip, you know, a front flip. So it still gives me the control forward and back. It just limits how far it's going to go. So I do better. Oh. See, can't make that turn. Like now, I want to jump this table, get some run up, maybe send it. But I couldn't get up here to film it. Come on, get up. I couldn't film it because I couldn't stop running or it would just fall over. And you can't let off. Oh. And when you put it on wheelie mode, it makes your jumps clean. That's probably the biggest jump I've done with this RC so far. Oh, don't fall. See, lining up for a jump is difficult. And this battery falls off really quickly. Maybe go this way, yeah. See, that was out me using the brake and the hop. It's easier to brake and level it out yourself. And the bobblehead's got my attention. The guy looks like he's, don't want to say it, but bouncing his head back and forth. See, a little bit of brake and I can keep him level. And he lands without doing a flip. You want to give it a shot? Why not? It's a motorcycle. It's very difficult. I don't think you can do it. Because you don't have the skill. I don't think so. I really don't think you have the skill to run a motorcycle. Here. Your turn. No. Get up there, stand it up, hit the trigger. No. Come on. I don't want to. You'll be fine. Come on. I want to see.
No, I don't want to.
Here, come on.
No.
Please.
No.
I'm asking you, please.
I don't want to.
Please just try it.
Why?
Because I want to see you try it.
So annoying.
Yep. You got to stand it up. Yep. Oh, she saved it. Still up. That's surprising. She's still up. Still up. Now she's down. Oh, cheater. Now you're gonna get stuck over there. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. The walk of shame.
You've done one.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying I'm any, I am better, but I got the skill set. Doesn't it suck to have to keep holding the trigger? Takes a steady hand and down. That's trying to turn coming out of the berm. Because the steering turns the opposite way, when you go in the air, the landing is immediately on the side. It's the counter steering from the motorcycle. So left is right and right is left, but it doesn't work too good on the turns. Or a turn into a jump, I should say. Poor guy, you're killing him on his head.
Good. See, it doesn't stay up.
Yes, you got to hold the trigger. It does. How does it feel when you pick it up? It really operates different than any other RC. She's gonna get stuck in the dirt now because it's gonna slide out. Oh, she almost ran over herself. Oh, down he goes. Into the thing. His head. When I say that, his head, you can see me, well, you guys can't see me, but I'm smiling, I'm laughing at her. Because I think it's funny she's picking him up by the head. She can't see it right now. She's trying to keep it up, and that's what I do. Back and forth until I can get a visual on it. Or try to get into position. Oh, she's gonna lose sight of it. Yep. So is it fun?
No.
It's not fun. So you don't recommend this to the viewers?
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You think people should buy it? Is it fun that way? Or is it not fun because you don't like running RC? Really? You're done? You want to go watch the other guys bash? I'm gonna go see how many people are down there. See if we can get some video of some other people running regular RC and not a motorcycle. Grab the stand, carrying that stand around. And I find myself carrying this thing out here because trying to keep an eye on it and talk. And you see, I don't want to run next to it. So it's just easier to carry the thing. Big rock. Where my other RCs, I can slowly walk over here and see what's going on. See who's at the other track. Ooh. Oh, just a kid riding BMX. Okay, let's head back to the car. It's hard to control slow and hard to control fast, so you got to kind of find that medium. When I'm running this RC, I'm trying to keep it up. It's not going where I want it to go. Well, not exactly where I want it to go. It doesn't hit the jumps that I want to hit or the way I want to hit the jumps. I just got to kind of control what it's doing. Oh, don't go down there. I'm just trying to basically not crash. So my skill level right now is on the not crash part. Not that I'm very good, but I have been running a while. I'm gonna pick it up. If it gets too far away, oh look, his shirt's coming off. If it gets too far away and somebody wants to grab it and run away with it, there's nothing I can do to stop it. And I have had that happen. There we go. We made it back to the car. I don't think I broke anything. Definitely good to tape up some stuff. We'll check the front, see if I broke the front yet. No, haven't broke the front, but I did tape up the back to try to help it. Taped his helmet, taped his elbows. And like I'll show, I'll pull the tape off. Good tape, the 3M tape. It's not like the cheap electrical tape where it leaves all that residue. I wouldn't let it sit on here for, you know, 2-3 a week or something like that in the heat. It's about 100 degrees out here right now, but that really saves his jersey from getting ruined. We'll leave the roof on, but there we go. I'm gonna turn off the flywheel. RC Guy Garage says when you do that and you hear the brake coming on, just turn it off and it'll still break down. That way you don't have to listen to the remote sitting there beeping to tell you it's safe to turn it off. But it really takes a lot longer to start up the gyro than it does to stop it. So there we go. Now we can go ahead, power it off, unplug our battery, and this is the battery that came with it. Really hard to get in here to unplug it. There we go. It's definitely a lot more work to run a bike than it is to run an RC car. And I even think it's possibly could be easier to run a nitro than it is to run one of these LOSI bikes. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next run video. Thanks for watching.